Hi, this is Clay Staires once again with the Winning in the Workplace series. We're at the leadership level talking about, there is so much to talk about when it comes to leadership. And I know I'm not saying everything. This is not an all-inclusive type of thing on leadership. But man, we definitely want to take about 8, 9, 10 different sessions here to talk about our leadership level, the way to think in the workplace. Okay, we've been talking about all of the different ways, the 4 primary different ways to think in the workplace, the mindsets that we bring into work every single day, and why so often we can find as leaders and as managers, why we can get frustrated with people that we are over, people that we have employed, people that are trying to help us do different things. It's so easy to get frustrated simply because we think that because we have the mindset, that everybody else has the mindset. And as a result, we go, yeah, we need you to do this. And they look at us and they nod their head. But then when they go off to actually do the work, it doesn't get done the way that we wanted it to get done. And it can be so frustrating. But again, it's not because the people are bad. It's not because the people are wrong. It's just because they have a different mindset. They have a different way of looking at how this is going to be produced. So here we are at the leadership level, up at the top of the very top of the pyramid here, as we are thinking about and as we're approaching this whole thing of how do we lead our companies? How do we own a company and also work in the company? How do we lead a division? How do we lead a department? How do we lead an organization? Geez, how do I lead my scout group? It can be all kinds of things here. But this idea of leadership. If you remember, we've been talking in the last 2 sessions about this whole thing that so many people, when they think about leadership and when they think about their leadership experiences and when they think about being the leader, really, in their mind, what they are picturing is the manager, the person that comes alongside and actually organizes things and gets people to do things. Okay, and again, it's not that that's wrong, it's just that, it doesn't stop there. Leadership goes beyond just getting people to do things. And again, we're working on this definition that we got from Dwight Eisenhower. If you remember Ike, okay, we've got Dwight Eisenhower's given us a definition that we're working off here of leadership is getting other people to do what you want them to do because they want to do it. Okay, so that's a key thing. We have 2 primary tools available to us as a leader. And that's where we want to dive in a little bit today. We've been talking here about how to inspire, kind of the 3 different directions, the 3 different foci. I didn't know I was going to use that word so far today, but the 3 different ingredients that we have as a leader is inspire, invite, and ignite. And we've spent our last couple sessions talking about how do you inspire a workforce. Today I want to get into this invite, okay? But our 2 primary tools that we have as a leader. Let's talk about these just briefly. These 2 tools, first of all, we have to have a compelling, everybody say compelling, I don't think I heard you on that, compelling vision. Okay? This is what we've been talking about the past couple sessions. But then also, after we have this compelling vision, what is so important for us to have as well is a strategic plan. Okay? These 2 pieces are vital as a leader, a complete leader, as you move forward. You guys, I spent a lot of time. My dad, Don Staires, love my dad. And I've picked up so much of his personality, and so many doors have been opened to me because of my family name. But here's the deal here with my dad. My dad was a visionary leader. My brother, visionary leader. My mom, visionary leader. And so what they constantly had was a burning passion inside of them. as they began to lead multiple people. They started a ministry just north of Tulsa, Oklahoma, back in 1972 called Shepherd's Fold Ranch. It's where I grew up. Oh my gosh, so many of my formative years are right there in Avant, Oklahoma at Shepherd's Fold Ranch. But Mom and Dad were both a visionary leader. So they were able to paint a picture of what the future was going to look like. They were able to talk to people and inspire them and get them all excited about the vision of where things were going to go, where the ranch, where the ministry, where the programming was going to go at Shepherd's Fold Ranch. But where they struggled was the strategic plan of how to get there. And so what they found was there was always a passion. There was always a high energy on here's where we're going, here's where we're going, here's the idea, here's the future that we see. But there was constantly a struggle of the organization and actually getting there, having the money, having the people, having the strategic plan in place. And so it limited them in their leadership. Again, doesn't make them wrong, doesn't make them bad. It just makes it limited. So they were constantly passionate. But unfortunately, there weren't the profits behind that to actually get to the fulfillment. Shepherd's Fold Ranch is still going today, 46 years later. 46 years later, which is just crazy. I had an opportunity to come in early 2000 and be the leader of Shepherd's Fold Ranch. And I found really quickly, I'm just like Dad. I am a visionary leader. I had the picture. I could talk. I could communicate the vision. And I could inspire people with the vision. But I didn't understand fully how to do the strategic plan, how to bring along the management position, how to bring the management piece to the table. So it's taken me a handful of years to really learn how to do this piece called management, all right, and how to bring this strategic plan into the leadership role. So as we look at these two different primary tools that we have, a compelling vision and a strategic vision, again up here, you guys, the vision is where we inspire people. We have a clear, compelling vision. Remember, we talked about this, even using the ancient saying or the ancient phrase out of the Bible, where it talks about write down the vision and make it clear, so if anybody hears it, they can run with it. So this is where we inspire people, is having the compelling vision. However, when it comes to inviting people, there has to be an actual thing of substance. There has to be something tangible that we actually invite people into. There has to be a plan that we invite people into. My brother as well, Mike, oh man, such an inspiring leader. Has so much vision, is able to communicate a vision so well. In fact, so well that while he was running the family business for a number of years, he was able to inspire a group of, he called it his dream team. And they came from all over the country and they came to work with him and to be a part of his team. But unfortunately, because there wasn't the added piece of this strategic plan in place, it didn't take long before people are looking around and going, oh no, we don't have enough business, we're not making enough money. And gradually people were saying, hey, I can't stay because we're not making enough money. Our salaries are going down rather than going up. And so he began to lose his team, not because there wasn't passion, not because there wasn't vision, not because there wasn't friendship, not because there wasn't unity in the team. The problem was that there wasn't a strategic plan in place. And so as far as inviting people and bringing people into that plan, there was a real limitation in that. And over time, they began to peel away. I think that can be very, very frustrating. You may know what I'm talking about. You may know where I'm coming from when I talk about having this passion, having this vision, having this excitement that you can excite other people about. But then when it comes time for people to actually come and be involved, it's like, oh my gosh, trying to keep everybody together, trying to keep everybody on the same page, and trying to keep everybody moving forward along with the company can be very difficult. So how are you doing with your compelling vision? How are you doing with your strategic plan? Because these are the two tools that we have as leaders. Again, I love this here as we continue on. I'm going to throw in a couple more things here when we are talking about our inspiration here. We inspire people with purpose. Remember, we talked about this, the why. Ensuring, we're going to talk about this a little bit more today, because when it gets into inviting, we have to make sure that we have a shared purpose as we're moving forward. But then here, when it comes to inviting people, this is where we have to have the plan in place. If there is no plan, if there is no step-by-step strategic plan, thought out, a map of how we're going to go and the steps that we're going to take to get there, it can be very difficult to keep people with us long term. So we want to invite people with the plan. We inspire people with the vision. So once again, we inspire people with the vision and we invite them to a plan. Now that's important, okay? It's important for you to catch that, because if you try to invite people to a vision, you can get into trouble there. Because here's the deal, you guys. So many people, I've just learned this because I've grown up in a visionary family. I've been a visionary leader for so long. There are so many people that are out there right now walking around on this earth that don't have vision, that are disconnected from their purpose. And if we use our vision to invite people, what we can do really quickly is get a whole lot of people that are hungry, that are starving for vision, but they don't know how to achieve. They don't know how to accomplish. They don't know how to produce. They're just starving for a vision. And so what they need from you is not only the vision, but they need the plan. They need the step-by-step instructions. How are we going to get there? Because you guys, the inspiration piece, this is so emotional. And that's one of the things I love about it. This is one of the things I love about vision, is that vision is emotional, but there's no tangible stuff there. It's hard to measure emotions. So what we have to do is come alongside and get with the emotions. Again, I'm not saying that emotional is wrong by any means. I love to inspire and to ignite people and get them all crazy about moving forward and fill their hearts with fire, fill them with passion. But we have to add the practical plan as leaders to actually get someplace, to actually gain traction, to actually accomplish, to actually produce and move forward. These are things that are so important. When I was back when I was teaching, as you guys know, I was a teacher for 15 years, teacher and coach. One of the things that I coached for 15 years was high school track. I loved coaching track. It was fantastic. But you guys, track ain't easy, okay? Track is not easy. We used to have kids like freshmen that would come out and they're going, "Are we going to run today?" It's like, it's track. Yes, we're going to run today. But oh my gosh, they were always coming out. The new ones, you could always pick out the ones that had not been a part of our program because they just didn't have the mindset. They looked at running, they looked at exercising, they looked at getting in shape as, man, this is something I'd really rather not do. But I mean, we had put together multiple state championships. And so we had produced a culture on our track team. And here's what I continued to do. I continued every single season before the season would get ready. I wanted to make sure, I wanted to know, what did each of my athletes, what did they want to accomplish? What was their personal vision? What was their personal passion? What was their personal purpose for coming out on the track team? And there were some kids that would come out and say, "Hey, I just want to get in shape." Okay, that's fine. I can help you do that. There were other kids that came out and said, I want to compete, I want to win. Hey, I can definitely do something with that. And then there were other kids that go, I don't know, I got a friend out here that's playing, they wanted to do it. I just thought I'd come out, thought I'd kind of check it out. And it's like, okay, again, that's fine too, but those people probably didn't have enough purpose. I knew that they probably didn't have enough passion and enough vision to really make it through the season. Because man, it was going to be difficult. One of the races one of the things that I did with all of my runners, I trained everyone on my track team to run the 400. Even the 100-meter runners, even the 200-meter runners, everybody trained to be an open quarter runner. And I mean, I don't know if you've ever run an open quarter before. It ain't easy, all right? I mean, it is full out for 400 meters, and you are running your tail off. I used to be a 400-meter runner when I was in high school as well. And I mean, every single time I ran it, I'd be over throwing up afterwards because of just the intensity of the race. So I would train everyone for the 400. But I knew that I'd have these prima donna sprinters that I just do the 100. They were just there for the quick 10, 11-second race is all they wanted to do. If you were a girl, it was like 12, 13 seconds. That's all they wanted to do. But I knew that I had to get into their heart, I had to get into their mind to get them to embrace this whole idea of training for the open quarter. And you guys, it was always a challenge, but I loved and embraced that challenge every single season of preparing these new runners with the mindset of, I'm going to be an open quarter runner. I'm going to be a 400-meter runner, even if they were a 100, even if they were a 200. Because I knew that if I could train them to run the open quarter, then I would be able to use them in multiple events, individual events as well as relays. So it was very important for me as a track coach to train everybody for that race.